My vision statement is for K-12 education. All teachers will be able to train with other teachers throughout the world on strategies to help each individual student without having to leave their own communities. Now, when teachers want to train on a different subject area, they have to leave their communities, they have to travel, they have to miss time with their students in the classroom, not to mention the cost of travel and the stress of just trying to cram everything in one day of a workshop or 2 days or a week. Versus if we could get online and actually be able to PLC with people from other areas, other communities, other places in the world to see what strategies have worked for their classrooms or for their students or what their needs might be that we might have ideas for as well. All students would have access to the internet and a device to complete assignments, whether in a classroom setting or in the comforts of their own home. Right now, it's a problem for a lot of students to not have the devices, and it's not because their parents don't want to provide it for them, but it might just be paying their power bill or paying their rent comes first before being able to provide a device for their student to be able to use for learning. So all students would be provided with that device free of charge for them. Also, every community would have Wi-Fi readily available for the use of education. So that would be another hurdle that students didn't have to try to overcome of, well, now I have this device, but I don't have the internet in order to be able to use it. So if communities would come together and provide free Wi-Fi for each community area, and it might not be that it goes out to the areas where there's not as many lines ran or something like that, but that there is a community setting where the students can go that would be close to home as well. Students would then decide to take classes in a typical classroom setting, take classes through the internet at home, or meeting at a community location and take classes with people of all ages. Taking classes with people of all ages would be great for students because just as I'm in an inclusion classroom, I can see how students of different abilities help model the behaviors and the skills that other students don't have, and they learn from one another. Versus just listening to a teacher lecture them or speak to them all day long, they're able to learn from the interactions with other people. Just as adults that maybe don't have some of the same skills that these students have because maybe they had to leave high school earlier or maybe they just didn't grasp the concept when they were in high school. But yet they have the life experience that they can teach these students as well, which is just as important as what we're teaching them from a textbook, because in order to be successful in life, you have to not only have the knowledge, but you also have to have the skills in order to navigate through life. Students would be able to take classes at their own pace, which will also help to differentiate the classes to their individual levels and abilities. If there is a student who, excels in certain math areas, but other areas it's just really difficult for them, then they don't need to keep taking the same lessons over and over again until they pass it. They need to go on and work on the areas that they're having difficulties with. There could be computer programs set up for, say, Math 1 skills. Okay, well, the students know how to graph, they can do plotting their points, they can find slope, they can do all these things, but when it comes to factoring, they have difficulties. Well, then let's not reteach them how to graph and find the slope and find the points on the planes. Let's teach them just how to factor at that point and then move on. They could work on these skills that could be individualized just to their needs, and that's also for adults or any learner for any area. And that way they can move on to what they really need to work on instead of getting hung up on that one subject area that they're weak in and then getting frustrated and not wanting to try. Education would also be free to students of all ages as long as they committed to helping to teach, organize, or plan events to help others in the education field, such as if you have like an electrician who's been an electrician for 30 years, they could come back in and help teach a class to other students who are aspiring to be electricians or whatever field it is. And then that electrician himself can also go and take other classes that maybe they want to gain other skills in as well. And this way, it's the community coming together to help each other. And again, it's those life skills that this electrician can say, yes, this is what your textbook says you need to know. This is what you need to know to pass these assessments. Also, this is what you need to be aware of going into this field, because this is what has happened when I've been in this field. Every classroom setting would be set up with a state-of-the-art technology, allowing students not only to interact with others in the classroom, but also across the world. Teachers would serve as facilitators of the information and plan with others across the world in order to ensure skills and knowledge needed to become successful in their fields of study outside of their own communities. Every community specializes in something. They're known for something. In my area, it was the RJR Tobacco, and used to we had tobacco farmers. Well, today that's gone away. Also, we had the big furniture factories, and again, those skills have gone away. But there might be other communities that are starting to get more into the furniture building or the tobacco industry or something like that. And our community could say, well, this is what happened here. This is the skills that were taught. These were the skills that were needed in order to be successful. But our community might want to learn about something else that we're geared towards. Or if we want technology, we might need to speak to somebody from another world who specializes in more technology skills. But it would actually be able to help students all over the world to help with their interests and their skills in order to ensure that they are successful in life.